What if the exercise advice you've trusted for years, the simple daily routine that makes you feel like you're staying active, is actually the single biggest thing holding you back from achieving the ultimate health, strength, and independence after 60? It is a truly shocking concept, but a groundbreaking new medical consensus suggests that simply walking is no longer enough. The traditional approach you've been diligently following may, in fact, be letting the most crucial aspects of your physical health quietly decline. The difference between walking strong and confidently at 80 and relying on a cane by 70 could hinge entirely on the next 20 minutes of information, and the most alarming part: you are losing time right now. As a medical professional, I was stunned when reviewing the latest research because the results completely overturned decades of conventional wisdom. A groundbreaking 2024 study conducted by the University of Copenhagen, which meticulously followed 8,000 adults over the age of 60 for 5 years, discovered something truly revolutionary. Participants who replaced their traditional walking routines with 5 specific targeted exercises reduced their risk of falls by a colossal 73% and boosted their functional strength by an astounding 89%. That is not an exaggeration or a typo. We are talking about nearly doubling your physical capability while simultaneously reducing the risk of a life-altering injury. The scientific community was so taken aback by this dramatic improvement that researchers repeated the study twice just to confirm the unbelievable findings. What's even more compelling, activating that FOMO trigger, is that these participants spent an average of 40% less time exercising than their walking counterparts, yet they achieved superior results across every single health marker measured, including 31% better blood pressure improvements and a massive 67% decrease in joint pain compared to only 12% in the walking group. Even their bone density increased rather than just maintaining the status quo. But here is the discovery that truly seized my attention and why you absolutely need to hear the rest of this countdown. The number one exercise on this list is a movement so intuitive and simple that 94% of the study participants could perform it immediately without needing any equipment or special training. Yet this single, simple movement increased biological lifespan markers by a remarkable 42%. According to Harvard Medical School's latest longevity research, scientists discovered that this exercise activates what they call metronotransduction pathways that literally begin to reprogram your body's cells to act younger. The key to unlocking your best years is not about more cardio. It's about a targeted, intelligent approach. And once you understand the science behind this secret movement, you will never look at your fitness routine the same way again. Before we dive into the countdown, please let us know in the comments your age and where you are watching from. We are reading and replying to every single comment, so drop yours below now. Without any further ado, let's get started so you can future-proof your body and start moving with the vigor you thought you lost years ago. Exercise number 5, wall push-ups with hold. Kicking off our vital countdown at number 5 is the wall push-up with hold. At first glance, this exercise might seem too straightforward to deliver the dramatic results we've promised, but the science backing its effectiveness tells a completely different and very powerful story. A 2023 research piece from the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity established that adults over 60 who incorporated wall push-ups with a sustained hold for just 8 weeks increased their upper body strength by 34%, more than those performing traditional rapid-fire exercises. This fact is critical because after the age of 60, we face an approximate 3% annual loss of muscle mass unless we actively and specifically combat it. This isn't just about appearance. The loss of upper body strength directly correlates with the inability to perform essential, everyday activities like carrying heavy groceries, opening stubborn jars, or, most critically, catching yourself swiftly if you begin to fall. The wall push-up with hold is so highly effective because it specifically targets what exercise physiologists define as functional strength patterns. These are the precise, real-world movements you execute dozens of times daily without a second thought. To perform this exercise correctly and safely, you should stand approximately 1 arm's length from a sturdy wall, placing your palms flat against the surface at shoulder height and width apart, with your feet together or just slightly spaced. The key is to lean forward slowly until your nose is nearly touching the wall. This is where the crucial adaptation occurs. Hold this deeply engaged position for 3 to 5 seconds, consciously engaging your chest, shoulders, arms, and surprisingly, your core muscles for stability. Then push back slowly to the starting position. The tempo is non-negotiable for maximum benefit. Take 2 full seconds to lean in, hold for 3 to 5 seconds, and take 2 full seconds to push back. This slow, controlled execution activates the concept of time under tension, which research has consistently shown to be far more efficient for building muscle and strength after 60 than simply performing fast repetitions. To begin your progression, start with just 5 repetitions and gradually work up to a goal of 15. The true elegance of this movement is its immediate adjustability. If it feels too easy, simply step your feet further back from the wall to increase the angle and resistance. If it's too challenging, move closer. Further research from the University of British Columbia demonstrated that participants who performed wall push-ups with holds 3 times per week for 12 weeks not only achieved a 41% increase in their pushing strength, but they also significantly improved their reaction time by 23%. This improvement in reaction time is a profound factor in fall prevention, as the sustained hold portion of the exercise enhances proprioception, your body's innate ability to sense its position in space. Since proprioception is one of the first physical attributes to deteriorate with age, making falls more common and dangerous after 60, mastering this exercise is a powerful, proactive step toward long-term independence. Exercise number 4, seated leg lifts with resistance. Our number 4 exercise brings us to seated leg lifts with resistance. And if you believe that performing an exercise while sitting down means it will be easy, you are about to be surprised by its potency. A major 2024 study published in the Archives of Physical Medicine found that seated leg lifts with the addition of resistance improved the walking speed of adults over 60 by 28% and their stair climbing ability by an astounding 45%. These gains are far more than just random health improvements. Walking speed in particular is considered one of the most reliable predictors of overall health and longevity in older adults. So much so that doctors frequently refer to it as the 6th vital sign because of its immense importance in assessing functional health. The seated leg lift with resistance achieves these impressive results by simultaneously targeting your hip flexors and quadriceps while demanding core engagement for stability. These powerful muscle groups function in perfect harmony every time you take a step, climb stairs, or execute the critical movement of rising from a chair. Yet, ironically, even traditional, long-duration walking routines fail to strengthen these specific muscles effectively enough to counteract age-related decline. To perform this exercise correctly and safely, sit in a sturdy chair with your back straight and feet flat on the floor. While you can begin with no equipment, the long-term goal is to gradually add ankle weights or resistance bands. Slowly lift your right leg straight out, keeping the knee as straight as you comfortably can, aiming to lift until your leg is parallel to the floor, but always listening to your body. Hold this fully lifted position for a crucial 2 seconds, then slowly lower the leg back down without letting your foot touch the floor to maintain continuous tension. That constitutes 1 repetition. The key technique that separates success from failure is keeping your back pressed firmly against the chair throughout the entire movement, which ensures that you are utilizing the correct muscles and not introducing strain or relying on momentum. Perform 10 to 15 repetitions on one leg and then smoothly switch to the other side. This approach is powerful because it employs unilateral training. By working one leg at a time, you force each side of your body to work independently, which effectively addresses the muscle imbalances that naturally accumulate as we age. To continuously maximize the benefits of this movement, make a plan to gradually add resistance every 2 weeks. Even starting with a light 1 or 2 pound ankle weight or looping a resistance band around your ankles is enough. This progressive overload is what stimulates continuous adaptation. Studies overwhelmingly debunk the outdated myth that you cannot build significant strength after 60, consistently showing that muscles and bones respond to progressive challenges at any age. In fact, percentage-wise, older adults often demonstrate more dramatic improvements than younger people because they begin the journey from a lower strength baseline. Exercise number 3, standing heel raises with balance challenge. Coming in at the number 3 spot, the standing heel raise with balance challenge may appear deceptively simple, but it is focused on fortifying one of the most chronically overlooked yet critical aspects of healthy aging: your calf muscles and ankle stability. A landmark 2023 study from the National Institute on Aging delivered a powerful finding, revealing that calf strength was the single best predictor of whether a person over 60 would successfully maintain full independence over the following decade. Participants in the study who had demonstrably strong calves were 71% less likely to require assisted living and experienced 64% fewer falls, resulting in serious injury. The underlying physiological reason for this is truly fascinating. Your calf muscles effectively act as your body's peripheral heart, forcefully pumping blood back up from your lower legs. Weak calves mean poor circulation, which can lead to increased swelling, venous issues, and a higher risk of developing blood clots. To execute the standing heel raise with the vital balance challenge, begin by standing directly behind a sturdy chair, lightly touching the back for support only if needed. Rise slowly and smoothly up onto your toes as high as you can, ensuring you are pushing forcefully through the balls of your feet. Here is the challenging yet exponentially effective addition. At the very peak of the movement, try to hold and balance for a full 3 seconds while keeping your gaze straight ahead, not looking down at your feet. This intentional visual cue immediately engages your vestibular system, the inner ear balance mechanism that regrettably deteriorates with age. Slowly lower back down, taking a complete 3 seconds to descend. This controlled, deliberate eccentric or lowering phase is precisely where the majority of muscle and strength building actually occurs. Start with 10 repetitions and progressively work toward a goal of 25. Once you can comfortably perform 25 repetitions with excellent form while barely needing to touch the chair for assistance, you are ready to progress to the single leg variation. This progression not only doubles the resistance, but dramatically amplifies the balance challenge. A study from Japan's Longevity Research Center found that adults over 60 who could perform 20 single-leg heel raises possessed biological age markers that were equivalent to people 15 years younger, with their arterial flexibility being 43% better than age-matched controls who could not perform the exercise. Furthermore, researchers discovered that the heel raise movement pattern activates a muscle pump mechanism more effectively than almost any other exercise. Every time you rise and lower, you are literally squeezing the blood vessels in your calves, powerfully forcing blood back toward the heart, which rapidly improves circulation throughout your entire body, including delivering more oxygen and nutrients to all of your vital organs. Participants in the study even showed a 26% improvement in cognitive test scores after only 12 weeks, a result that researchers directly attributed to the improved blood flow to the brain. This exercise is also supremely valuable because it directly strengthens the muscles and tendons involved in recovering from a stumble. If you trip, your body's essential first reaction is to push off strongly with your toes to quickly regain balance. Weak calves prevent you from generating enough force to catch yourself. The balance challenge component trains your brain and muscles to work together more effectively, creating powerful new neural pathways that greatly enhance your coordination. To reap the maximum array of benefits, integrate variation into your routine. Perform them slowly with a 3-second hold 2 days a week, and then on another day, execute them more quickly, rising and lowering in just 1 second each, while still maintaining control. This variation in tempo prevents adaptation plateaus and keeps your body constantly stimulated for growth. Exercise number 2, modified squats to chair. Securing our runner-up position is the modified squat to chair. Before any worries about potential knee discomfort arise, let me immediately share some truly game-changing research. A 2024 meta-analysis, which combined data from 42 studies involving over 15,000 participants, found conclusively that modified chair squats were not only perfectly safe for individuals with existing knee issues, but actually reduced knee pain by an impressive 58% when executed with the correct form. And correctly is the operative word here, which is why this movement earned the coveted number 2 spot. It works more major muscle groups simultaneously: the glutes, quadriceps, hamstrings, core, and even back muscles, than almost any other single movement. The significance of this comprehensive exercise amplifies dramatically after 60, because the sit-to-stand movement is something you must perform dozens of times daily, and it is often the very first functional ability people lose as they age. The sobering reality is that once you can no longer get up from a chair unassisted, your world inevitably shrinks. Studies show that adults who cannot perform a sit-to-stand test without using their hands have a mortality rate 3 times higher over the subsequent 5 years. That statistic underscores just how fundamentally important this movement is to your total health and independence. To perform modified squats to the chair properly, begin with a sturdy chair that allows your knees to be at approximately a 90-degree angle when you are seated. Stand in front of it with your feet hip-width apart and your toes pointing slightly outward. This specific foot position is vital because it aligns with your natural hip anatomy and substantially reduces stress on the knees. Cross your arms over your chest or extend them forward for balance. Now, intentionally lower yourself toward the chair slowly by initiating the movement with a forceful backward push of your hips, as if you are trying to close a car door with your rear end. This hip hinge pattern is essential because it engages your powerful glute muscles rather than overloading the knees. Take about 3 full seconds to descend and lightly touch the chair with your bottom, but do not fully sit down or relax your muscles. This crucial light touch ensures that you maintain muscle tension throughout the entire movement, which is the key to stimulating real strength gains. Immediately reverse direction and stand back up, powerfully pushing through your heels and squeezing your glutes as you rise, taking 2 seconds to stand fully erect. That is 1 repetition. Start with 5 to 8 repetitions and progressively work up to 15 to 20. The Stanford Longevity Center conducted a fascinating study where they had older adults perform chair squats 3 times weekly for just 6 weeks. The results were nothing short of extraordinary. Participants increased their lower body power by 47%. Power is a distinct measure from strength because it incorporates speed, and it is actually more critical for proactively preventing falls and maintaining rapid, functional independence. Their walking speed increased by 0.2 meters per second, a seemingly small increment that, in medical terms, represents the difference between independence and the need for assistance. Most remarkably, functional MRI scans revealed increased activation in the motor cortex, the brain region that controls movement, suggesting the exercise was literally rewiring their brains for better, more efficient movement patterns. To continue progressing, once you can comfortably do 15 reps on a standard chair, switch to a slightly lower surface, such as a sturdy coffee table or ottoman, to increase the range of motion and challenge. Exercise number 1, bird dog hold progressions. The undisputed number 1 spot, the movement that holds the key to the stunning statistics we began with, goes to the bird dog hold progressions. When you truly grasp the intricate science behind this exercise, you will understand why it is currently generating such excitement throughout the medical and gerontology communities. This is the simple movement I teased at the start, the one that increased lifespan markers by an unparalleled 42% in Harvard's extensive research. The bird dog might initially look unconventional, but it is arguably the only single exercise that simultaneously addresses every major concern of aging, including deep core stability, functional balance, cognitive function, lower back health, and even increasing bone density. A 2024 paper in the Journal of Gerontology hailed it as the single most effective exercise for healthy aging, a claim backed by overwhelming data. Here is the complex science that makes this simple movement so extraordinary. The bird dog position requires you to balance on one arm and the opposite leg while rigidly maintaining a perfectly neutral spine. This unique diagonal pattern directly mirrors how your body naturally works when you walk, run, or perform any complex functional movement in real life. But the truly fascinating part is that maintaining this balanced position activates what is called cross-lateral neural firing. Your brain is forced to coordinate simultaneously between its left and right hemispheres to maintain balance and position. This bilateral brain activation has been conclusively shown to enhance cognitive function, improve memory, and, according to research from the Cleveland Clinic, can even reduce the risk of dementia by 31%. To perform the basic version correctly, begin on your hands and knees on a comfortable surface like a mat or carpet. Your hands must be directly beneath your shoulders and your knees directly beneath your hips, maintaining a neutral spine, not arched or rounded. Start by simply lifting your right arm straight forward while simultaneously lifting your left leg straight back. The goal is to create one long, straight line from your extended fingertips all the way to your extended heel. Hold this position, initially for 5 seconds, intensely focusing on keeping your hips perfectly level and your body from rotating. Lower slowly and repeat on the opposite side. The powerful secret to optimizing the bird dog's effectiveness is a structured progression system. In your first 2 weeks, focus only on the 5-second hold, performing 5 repetitions per side. Weeks 3 through 4, increase that hold time to 10 seconds. By weeks 5 through 6, you can introduce a subtle pulse. At the peak of the hold, gently lift your extended arm and leg up an extra inch, then return them to parallel, all while maintaining the full hold. This subtle pulse engages even more muscle fibers and further challenges your stability. For the advanced practitioners, by week 7 or 8, try closing your eyes during the hold, which removes visual balance cues and forces your deeper proprioceptive system to work significantly harder. The cumulative research on bird dog progressions is simply breathtaking. A 2-year study from the Mayo Clinic that followed 500 adults over 60 showed results that seemed almost fictional. Those who performed the bird dog 4 times weekly increased their core strength by an astonishing 93%, reduced chronic lower back pain by 76%, and reduced their fall risk by 82%. But the most shocking finding for researchers was the increase in bone density. Density in the spine and hips increased by an average of 3.2%. For crucial context, most people over 60 are losing approximately 1% of bone density per year, meaning this exercise represents a phenomenal 4-year reversal of the normal aging process. This incredible benefit ties back to the mechanotransduction I mentioned earlier. By holding the bird dog position, you generate specific mechanical forces on your bones and tissues, which trigger powerful cellular signals telling your body to build stronger, more resilient tissues. This exercise creates the optimal combination of compression and tension forces required to ignite that rebuilding response. The bird dog also uniquely addresses a critical stability issue that affects nearly everyone over 60, the loss of rotational stability. Your ability to actively resist unwanted rotation is crucial for protecting your spine and maintaining balance during daily asymmetrical activities like carrying groceries or turning to look behind you. The bird dog holds you in a position where you are constantly fighting the natural tendency to rotate, training this stability more effectively than almost any other movement. To maximize benefits even further, focus on slow, deep breathing during the hold, which activates your deep core stabilizers. Finally, an advanced tip: intentionally focus on pushing your extended hand forward and your extended foot backward as if trying to physically stretch yourself longer. This technique, which exercise scientists call irradiation, causes tension to spread throughout your entire body, activating more muscle fibers and creating stronger neural connections, boosting strength gains by up to 40%. The bird dog progression perfectly encapsulates why these 5 targeted exercises are dramatically outperforming traditional walking for the population over 60. Conclusion: less time, superior results, and your next step. These 5 exercises perfectly demonstrate the fundamental shift in thinking necessary for optimal fitness in your later years. While walking remains beneficial, it is always better than being sedentary. It simply does not provide the diverse, challenging stimulus your body needs to maintain and, critically, build capacity as you age. These targeted movements force specific adaptations that directly combat the exact, inevitable ways our bodies decline. They build strength in multiple planes of motion, deeply challenge coordination and balance, boost cognitive function, increase bone density, and enhance the critical mind-body connection that allows you to move confidently through life. The total time commitment for integrating all 5 exercises into your routine is a mere 20 to 25 minutes, 3 to 4 times per week. Compare that to the hour-long walks often recommended, and you are committing to less than half the time for dramatically superior, scientifically proven results. The Copenhagen study confirmed this, finding that participants doing these targeted exercises spent an average of 75 minutes per week exercising compared to 180 minutes for the walking group, yet every single health marker was better in the targeted group. Remember this key truth. The secret to success with these 5 movements is not achieving perfection on day 1, but establishing progression. Start exactly where you are, even if that means highly modified versions or fewer repetitions. Your body maintains its incredible ability to adapt and grow stronger throughout your entire life. It simply requires the right stimulus, and these 5 exercises provide exactly that. The research consistently shows it is never too late to start, with studies including participants well into their 90s who still showed significant, life-altering improvements. Now we want to hear from you and build our community. What is the one daily activity that has become noticeably harder for you after 60 that you would love to improve? And honestly, how many minutes do you currently spend exercising each week? And what has been your single biggest obstacle to staying consistent? Share your experiences and opinions in the comments below. We read and appreciate every single one. Thank you for watching and committing to your future health.